Hello, everyone. This is Kia Greene. Okay, this is Kia Greene. I'm on here tonight to speak about misinformation that's going on YouTube, just all kinds of things. I just want to put out some information. A lot of the times I'm noticing you get information and it leads you to a dead end. That really gets on my nerves because if somebody puts something out, it should be correct. It should be correct information. Welcome to anyone that has come into the chat. Thank you for joining the live tonight. But it is a live stream with Kia Greene on a witch hunt with misinformation. So there's so many things I want to speak about with this. Misinformation can actually hurt a person. You're not putting out the correct information, and it puts you in like a tailspin. Um, I don't know. I just some of this stuff, it can be daunting. Everything with Umar Johnson and the stuff that he's doing. You just got to be so careful with the information that you put out here. I do have a few things I have written down. My question to everyone that's in the chat: what is the situation with all of that graffiti that was in the building that he supposedly is in? How did that graffiti get in there if this is not an abandoned building? Did he put this in there, or did somebody put it in the chat? What is the situation with all of that graffiti? Yeah, that's what I'm wanting to actually know. Does anybody have the answers to that? Because it doesn't really look like graffiti. It just looks like somebody did some writing with some paint. Well, hello, black haired king. How are you? Yes, I understand. Well, thank you for being in the chat tonight. I hoping everybody's not. Okay, great. So, welcome to the ones that have come into the chat. If you would like, just say hello. I did wanted to let everyone know I do have a contest going on. I did want to speak about that for a second. If you want to enter this contest, it's just where I'm basically just want to give back to my subscribers. It's I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 1500. What number am I thinking? And what you would do is you can either put that number in the chat here, or you can put it in on one of my videos, the latest one that I've done. Oh. Well, hello, Black Haired King. I see you're saying hello. Welcome to everyone that's in the chat. Is anyone in the chat that wants to, you know? Yes, hello. Hello, Shelton. Greetings. Oh, you're saying greetings, Kia. I enjoy your videos and research. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad that you're on here. I'm just talking about tonight misinformation, where let's just say, for example, I did a little bit of research about the EPA, and it just went and it took me in a tailspin to where it didn't put me in a good area. The EPA's people actually told me something a little bit different than what's being put out there. I mean, I don't understand if somebody's if they're doing this to be not mean, but not really know the information. Because they explained to me there's a little bit of particles out there, but there's really it's really nothing. So how are you tonight, Shelton? And I'm glad that you enjoy my videos. Yes. Well, I have that. I even want to know about this whole thing with this graffiti that was in the building. It looks like somebody just made that up. That's what it looks like to me. Well, who knows? It's like nobody knows. Um, I don't know. It's just it's so much stuff that uh, that's actually going on out here. My other question too, I would like to put in this live is why is it when you great working on Father's Day? Oh yeah. Hello, Tyree. How are you? I'm good. I did want to pose a question in the chat tonight. Why is it when you ask a YouTuber a question, they won't answer you, but they made a video about Umar? That's something I'm trying to figure out here. Hello, Miss Sincere. How are you? I'm glad that everyone's in the chat that, you may have a question for me. I'm wanting to know about this misinformation that's going on YouTube. Just putting out just random things, but then when you go and try to find out about it, it doesn't add up. Oh, great, Miss Sincere. I'm glad that you're good and that you're on the I'm glad that you're on the chat tonight. Hello everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome Shelton, Miss Sincere, Black-haired King, Tyree. Welcome. My thing is tonight I'm wanting to know about this misinformation. Is this a witch hunt that we're going on? Is it a wild goose chase that we're going on? With all this information that's out here. We have people that's been threatened online. Somebody actually came to me and was like, what can I do? I mean, the Board of Education, can I contact them? Or I said you need to go to the authorities. You need to call 911. Basically, when somebody's cyberbullying you, that's basically what a threat is online. It's a cyberbully. It's not if a person can't see you or touch you, then it's not really nothing you can do, honestly, Miss Sincere. Can you give me a little clarification? Be- IRS is the best bet, Miss Sincere. Okay. Shelton, I'm in Philly. There are so closed schools up here in great shape. Wow. I'm surprised those schools weren't used. Tyree says, let me guess, it's about the Prince of nastyism, right? Yeah. I'm wanting to know about this whole threatening thing. What can somebody do if you're threatened online by this man? What can you do? Are you going to go to the Board of Education or are you going to go to the authorities? Because, see, Board of Education can't really do anything. That's not their job to stop anyone. Okay. Oh, you say that because the authorities no use. Yeah, you're right, Miss Sincere. Oh, yeah. I don't know what to say about this whole thing about these threats and um Miss Sincere. It's like he's been reported many times and he's still free. That's another thing I'm wanting to know. Is this a witch hunt that we're going on? I mean, I've put out information. You got other YouTubers that have put out information. I'm just kind of getting to the point, getting tired now. I just want to know, is this a witch hunt? Because I even called with the EPA. I have all the recordings of all the calls I did to them, and they're telling me the information that I have is not correct. They told me it was a junkyard that's like 5 or 6 miles down the road. Miss Sincere said, what do you define as a witch hunt? Well, meaning that you're going after somebody, but you're putting out information that is not is bad information. It's information that you can't track it. You can't find any information about it, Miss Sincere. And that's what I've been going on. I talked to the EPA. I've called the Board of Education in Wilmington, Delaware, and they're telling me, it's nothing they can do about this stuff. So what's the use of saying these things that this is going to work, but it's not working? Explain that to me. That's why I put this on here tonight, a witch hunt with misinformation. The EPA was a misinformation. Well, okay, don't stop. No, the videos are going to still keep going on, but my thing is about this information is my problems. That's the problem I have with this. Okay, no witch hunt. This is a scam that needs exposure. Yeah, it does need exposure. You're right. It does. Um, Somebody did tell me that uh, one of the news stations is wanting to do a story about it, but they don't have enough people sending in. But nobody is actually putting in the information to them. It's like nobody will. They're just not putting in enough information to this group of people that they want to work. So the Board of Education can't do anything about that. That news station is yes, the Board of Education. That's funny, that little symbol. The Board of Education, I mean, that's not their job to deal with criminal activity. Uh Actually, the school board, often referred to as a Board of Education, oversees and manages a public school district affairs, personnel, and properties. Basically, they're saying call the police or make a report. That's what they're basically saying. There's nothing they can do about it. If somebody, makes a comment online or says something negative to you, that's what you have to do. You have to call some authorities because they're a school, they're an entity for a school. That's just the thing that they do. They deal with high school diplomas, they deal with the personnel, they deal with all the paperwork and stuff that deals with schools. If a teacher was a part of something, that's what they deal with. I don't think they deal with criminal stuff. I'm not thinking that, not from what was explained to me. No, they're not going to do anything. You could either make a complaint, okay? You can do that, and I think that will help. But from what they've explained to me, no. Oh yeah, the news station was one of them was, oh goodness, is it Extra? But they need more people to come forward because there's not really much they can do. Yeah. So, oh, that's okay. Tyree. I mean, so many people say that they can, but I don't know like how. They're not, I don't know if they're a part of this or if they're even seeing this stuff. Has anyone made a complaint to them? Has anyone called the the authorities in Wilmington, Delaware? Because if you look at the school and tell everything that's going on with it, you can kind of tell that that school's not going to open because it's just there's a lot of stuff. There's no signage that tells you that it's going to be a school. It doesn't look like a school. I've been up in the area before, and just like I said in the video before, the area is very distressed. It's an area that the school is really not going to open because Moyer Academy has a bad taste in everyone's mouth. What happened with them? And the reason why they closed because bad test scores. It's a low income area. It's high crime, high drug. There's lots of pedophilia in that area. There's um, a lot of sexual stuff with children that have happened in that area. So I don't think Wilmington, Delaware really wants to deal with that, not with that area. And to get a permit to open that school, it's going to be very, very hard to do that. That's what was told to me by a group that's out of Wilmington, Delaware. They explained this to me. So I'm just, putting some information out here. Prince of Personal Pan Pizza should be in prison. Yeah, he should be, but that's Atlanta Angel 84. I mean, what are your thoughts on it, Atlanta Angel 84? When did you start hearing about this, about Umar Johnson? I mean, so many people talk about him, but then when you go behind some of this stuff, nobody says anything. That when you ask them questions about this, do you know about the school? They don't have no information. I've done this several times. I've gone to authorities. People are basically saying, I don't know what you're talking about. That school looks like a toxic waste dump. Yeah. Well, in actuality, he keeps pushing the date up. It's not going to open. I think either somebody, the last time that I was up there, it looks like somebody would look like they were breaking in through the back of the school. There's a big window that's open back there. So maybe people are jumping in through the window and getting the doors open. There's no electricity. That school hasn't been ran since Moyer was there. So, there's animals in there. The last person says it has a bad smell. Well, when you smell something in a building, that could be mold. So, and they got something called Stachyboxys, if I'm not saying it correctly, but it's a very deadly toxic mold. So you're going to let people walk through a school or a building that has toxic mold. Something that's been sitting up like that has mold. Goodness, I saw that freaking car bumper in front of the school and all that trash. If I was able to take a picture of the Google Maps back in 2017, the school was looking bad back then when nobody was dealing with it. It had trash and everything. I could do a 360 um thing and it'll show that it was like that back then. I have known about him for years. I just don't understand how he received probably $1 million and hasn't delivered on his word. It doesn't take 10 years to open a school. No, but see, what he's doing is he keeps people going and going. And, he used a psychological trick on everybody and said that he went in the Black community and basically saw a loophole that, hey, Black people could use a school, so I could use that as a scam. That's all he did. The smell in the building could be worse than toxic mold. God forbid what it could be. It could be anything. It could be somebody going in there using the bathrooms. A homeless person could be living in there. We really don't know what's in that building. And he only shows one part. He always shows the gym in one part. I heard he was collecting money since '04. Yeah, he's been collecting money for over 16 years. So, toxic mold is one thing. It could be asbestos in that building. It could be a foundation problem. It could have sewer gas in there, and you're just allowing people just to walk around in there. That's the problem. I don't understand how he's letting these people, allowing them to be in there. If you get anything with asbestos and you don't know that you have it, eventually you're going to get cancer and you're going to die. Because I know somebody that died from asbestos. So yeah, it's a lot with this whole thing, but I'm still going on with this misinformation. Does the school have a toxic issue out there? What are some of the reasons why this I even called one place, they told me it's going to be very, very hard for him to open that school. Well, actually it's going to be very hard for anybody to open that school because Moyer Academy was a bad taste in everyone's mouth. Were they eating food while that Umar showed them his college? It could be. I mean, he might have been. I wouldn't be eating anything in that building. A building that has been sitting up like that has sewer gas, and sewer gas can make you sick too, and it actually can kill you. It can mess with your respiratory system. So I'm really surprised that he's even allowed to even go in that building. Um, Miss Sincere, all you had to do was buy a plot of land or buy a trailer, then boom. True. I want to know everyone's thoughts. Put them in the comments what you think about this whole thing. I mean, the misinformation that I've gotten. One guy came to my his name is Old Man and he's on YouTube. He came to one of my old videos and he's very, very sad because he really thought that, Umar was doing the right thing, the Pan African and doing something for black boys. And he's very hurt when he found out I did that video about him being exposed with his drug habits. That really hurt him. It really hurt him. Well, he was offered land, Miss Sincere, for free. And then he was offered a building somewhere. I think it was in Philadelphia for $10,000, but he never did anything with that. So, start small, work big. You're right. Airborne, the school must be inspected by fire, safety, and environmental agencies prior to occupancy. Welcome, welcome, Airborne. Welcome, Michael Africa Tucker. I'm welcoming everyone that has come into the chat. Skunkmar Johnson is definitely a narcissist. Yeah, he is. Tyree. Um, Michael Tucker. Did you do the Umar bank account video? Yes, I did. I want to know, another question out of that. Where is the money at now? What bank account is it? Is it in Green Dot? Is it in Bank of America? I mean, where is the money? Then I even called PayPal and I tried to get in contact with. Well, actually, no, I got in contact with Eventbrite. They told me that it seems like everything is all right. So I just I don't understand this misinformation that's being put online. Someone needs to hire an attorney and private investigator. Yeah, that could be. I know that's some money, but and files. Okay, Miss Sincere says and file suits against him and get subpoenas. True, people should, but I yes, thank you for commenting and everything. I'm thanking everybody for even coming on here. Um, Airborne says, I place full responsibility on the Wilmington City Council. I emailed the mayor, city council president, and the city council. Airborne, what happened when you emailed them? Did they play like they didn't know what was going on? I mean, I'm looking at this in a different way now because okay, Michael says, why did Umar mention talking to a carpenter when someone mentioned the condition of the carpet? The school doesn't have any carpet in there, not that I know of. Does it have carpet in there? They did not respond. Hmm. I'm not sure about that one, Michael, about the carpenter thing. Something's up with this whole thing. It's like when you ask these people questions, that's the thing, Airborne, they don't respond or they'll make it like you don't know what you're talking about, like you're crazy or something. So I don't know. Something's up with this. That's what I'm saying. Is this a witch hunt or is this a wild goose chase that we're going on? Miss Sincere said politicians normally ignores people if enough don't contact them. Well, maybe if all of us that's in this chat and more people get on a conference call and call these organizations as a whole, as a collective, and see what they do. That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if 100 of us could get on a call and talk to these people and be like, okay, what's going on with this? I just don't think from what I've seen, I've been to Wilmington, Delaware. This is probably the second or third time I've been up there. And I can look at that community and tell you there's an abandoned building like 1 second away from the school. So who wants that? That's an eyesore. Someone mentioned the carpet was wet when Umar was doing his viewing. Well, if it's wet, that means that there's something's going on with the roof. And if a place is wet, it has mold, and mold spores are probably in that building. So everyone that has gone in there is going to be getting sick pretty soon. And then it has a smell. So I don't know who he's fooling or if he thinks people are stupid. You can't be around mold. A lot of people are allergic to mold. So that to me is just crazy. I don't know. To me, I just hope this is not a witch hunt, but I don't understand why these politicians and these councilmen are not speaking about this stuff. That's what I want to know. And then all the things that he does on the internet. Um, I just think that we need to keep calling. The health department needs to inspect the building. Well, you airborne? Do you think they're going to go out there and inspect the building, or no? Makes me think that they're not even going to waste their time with it. Seems like it to me. I do have a question to everyone that's in the chat. Why is it when you ask a YouTuber a question, they won't answer you, but they made a video about Umar, but they won't answer these questions? When you compose a question to them, they will not answer you about it. That's the problem I have with some YouTubers I've seen online. If you put in a video up, like if I put something up, I answer questions. I don't have a problem. I mean, what is the person hiding? That's the only thing I'm saying about that. Michael Tucker said Umar probably can't smell too good due to spending his GoFundMe checks on Charlie. Well, he could be doing that too. Tyree says I've never been on it. I've never been to Wilmington, Delaware before, to be honest. Well, I've been there. This is my second or third time being there. It's just not a good area. You can look at it. It's very distressed. Airborne was speaking about that. Thank you, Airborne, for responding. Um, thank you, Michael, for responding, and Miss Sincere and Tyree. It's not all that. I mean, the school just, we got to get out of this whole thing about this school being open. I don't think this school is ever going to open. I think it was just a quick way of getting some money. If you tell somebody you're going to do something and you promise them that you're going to do it, thank you. It's in an impoverished area, Airborne. You're right. I was there, and if you go there, it has an abandoned building not that far from the school. It's like not even a block away. Okay, so when the kids were in the school, they weren't doing well. Their test scores weren't doing good. Um, and then I found out it's an industrial area, so that I'm not saying that's going to give you some information, but it's an industrial area. And from what I'm seeing, isn't he supposed to have 6'10" and 6'11"? Tyree says, no wonder that building look and smell so bad. Yeah, it does. I mean, well, here's one thing too. People should know that that school used to be old Goodwill. Goodwill was there at one time. So Uma doesn't have a staff, a team. You can't open a school alone. Hello, Sable. Welcome. Um, no, you can't, but he feels that he can. So my question is, why hasn't he gone to the mayor of that state to say that, hi, my name is this, and I'm going to be opening something? And here's the other thing: the name of the two owners, Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey, those are the owners. Two dead people that's been dead for over 50 years, longer than 50 years. Those are the two owners of the school. So if people don't know that, then I don't know. I just keep thinking the witch hunt thing, you know. I mean, the things that he does, I mean, he says online, we can only take this stuff as a grain of salt, what he says. He makes a video, he says he's having a blockbuster coming up, he's doing a shockumentary. Isn't that the same thing Tariq Nasheed did with his Hidden Colors? He did Hidden Colors 1, now he's all the way to 5. Where do you think this guy gets all this information from? I think he gets it from Tariq Nasheed. And I blame him too, because If he knew that this man was a fraud, why didn't he let his people know or let us know that? That's how silly these people are. They just throw anything out here and they want us to believe it. But yeah, he delivers a product, Atlanta. But the problem with him, he raised $83,000 for an app that was called the Moors Incorporated. And he took that money and opened up a video game called Crispy's Biscuits. And that's not what the people raised the money for. The money was to help us to have an app to help us, find ourselves or something like that. That's what this whole thing was about. But where's the $83,000 at now? Nobody asked him about this. That's a lot of money. And then this Hidden Colors 5, yes, Atlanta. There's people going after him now about that because they donated a lot of money to this, thinking that it was going to help them to find out about themselves. It was almost like an ancestry kind of thing that he was going to build an app, but he built a video game that looks like a 2 or 3 year old created it. It looks bad. And for $83,000, I think I would be pretty angry about that. That's why we can't trust these people. They're either con artists, they're either drug addicts, whoremongers, con artists, people that's been in jail before. They're all on YouTube. This is their new thing. This is a quick way to get money, is just hustle the Black community because a lot of us don't do research. A lot of us just go along with our feelings and we just don't do the research. And then when people put out information, sometimes actuality is not the correct information. You have to do your own research. Now, there's a guy that has a lot of information about Tariq Nasheed. I have some too. There's a dark side to this man. It really is that people do not even know about. He will not let you know that information. So people can sit there and believe what they want, but if you do a little digging online, especially Google, you'll find out something about this man. So only thing I want to know is this whole witch hunt thing. Uh, the stone, the stone gatherer. Hello, welcome, Atlanta. Sadly, most of these people are con artists and mislead the people. They've been misleading us for years. Many, many, many years. They've been misleading us. I just hope that this is not a witch hunt. But my problem is when I ask certain YouTubers certain things or other people have asked some questions and you see it, they'll either delete them or take them off of their channel. What are these people hiding? That's my only thing. I see it with a lot on here. We all have to be transparent. We all have to give information. But I don't want our energy just to go towards like what he's doing. I know one day he is going to be caught up. I know that. It seems like it's just never going to happen. It's like when you call these places, nothing seems to happen. So I don't know. What is your thoughts, the Stone Gatherer, about this whole thing? Just everything. I mean, what's your thoughts? Which YouTubers? There's a lot of them. I can't even think of the names right now. I've gone to a couple of them and asked questions, and they just won't answer. I refuse to donate my hard-earned money to these so-called pro-black buffoons. Yeah, I don't think anybody should be donating any money to any of them. That's my whole thing. It's so many of these people online. You ask a question, or maybe they might not see it, but if you created a video, you should have hardcore evidence, of what you're talking about. And the video should be pertaining to, um, it should just be pertaining to what you're speaking about. I've noticed a lot of people are jumping on this now with Umar Johnson. I mean, I don't know if it seems like it's some kind of niche or something. I mean, I just hope that he gets in trouble one day. That's a good thing, Tyree, that you don't give these people your money. Yeah. Um, I think everybody Yeah, so much, I tell you. I don't know. This man has been in the system for so long, it's not even funny. I feel it's a scam. Having two dead people listed as owners is a red flag. Well, sad. But I see that you said, I feel it's a scam. Having two dead people listed as owners is a red flag. People in Delaware should contact the local news and hold Umar to the fire. That's what I'm wondering about holding this man to the fire. I mean, we it's like I've done the research on this a lot. And when I put out information, I'm not just putting it out because I've spoken to a lot of those authorities in Delaware, women's in Delaware. And it's like nobody is listening to me. It's like they're telling me, okay, what information are you talking about? What are you talking about? Where did you get this information from? Because we don't have that in our records. So I don't want to look stupid, but you know, I don't like that. It just that's why I put this up as a witch hunt. Is this a witch hunt? Because if I call an organization and I tell them what's going on and they look at me like they and I could have all the proof in the world. These people are looking at me like, what's going on? Where did you get this information? And then I give the source of where I got the information from and the document of it. They have no idea what I'm talking about. So that's why I'm wondering. I put this up as witch hunt. There's a lot of videos about Humar Johnson. It it really is. People have been talking about this man since '03, '04. This is not new stuff. That's why they got him out of the UNIA. He was in another school. They got him out of there and told him don't never come back. Then this whole thing with his identity theft. Okay, hello, Monica Taylor. Welcome everyone. Okay, she says he has never been a teacher. So how could Umar Johnson ever have been a principal? Well, there was a school that he was located at for a little while, but he had to leave from that school. I have to get put all this stuff together because it's a lot with this. He was at a school at one time, but he wasn't there for long because it was a school scam. He did I don't know if anyone has seen these videos, but he did a scam back in Ghana and over there. Then that's when he was trying to buy that St. Paul's um, college. So he played that on the people over there and they believed him. He did the same thing. I need carpenters, I need nurses, I need doctors, I need people to help me with the school. He did the same thing overseas. Then when that didn't work out and he got money from those people over there, they were looking for a job. Okay. So he comes back over here and brings that crap. You think he was going to really buy St. Paul's College? Some of his supporters are a bunch of bootlickers, Tyree. Yeah, well, a lot of them are. And then you got some that are against him and they're doing stuff that, maybe they shouldn't do. I mean, I do put out videos. I do. I try to, give good value when I do these videos. But something has to go down with this. I don't know what it's going to be. It's going to be something. I mean, news stations, nobody's really saying anything. I don't know if this is just all on YouTube or does Wilmington, Delaware know what this man is doing? Do they know that he's trying to open up a school? That's my thing. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Yep, that's exactly what I'm trying to figure out. Yep. This is so much. I mean, we go through this stuff, we deal with these things, and it's a lot. Umar, yeah, he's a drug addict. It's drug addict. Yeah, could, yeah, I feel that the way he's been acting, he acts like a drug addict. He's out there sitting in front of a rock and picking up stuff in front of a school that, I don't know, just something's not right. Hello, Critical. Hello, Gold. Welcome. I can't stand Umar so ignorant. Yeah, he is. Umar has exposed himself ever since. Umar has Umar has exposed himself ever since the conscious scripper. Do people still believe in this drug addict? Monica Moore, hello. I still want to where this guy came from. Who put him in the community? I tried to Google for his arrest and I couldn't find anything. That is a search that you would have to go on you'll have to go on the instant checkmate and you can find it on there. That's Atlanta. We got to understand that this man was a part of an identity theft. Okay, he's been a part of that. Um, that's why I'm thinking that this whole, I was told and explained to, once I get some information about it, I can bring that out. But a lot of these people are just put in the community and they're put here to cause division, to cause strife, and to keep racial tension stuff going. This guy was a part of, he liked Malachi York. If you know about him, you can look him up on Google. But some of the stuff that he did was evil. So, um, that man was a very bad man. And I can't believe that he says that, hold your head up. You're going to come out soon. He got 135 years in jail. You think that he's going to come out? He messed with young children and adults and he did a lot of like evil things. That's his role model. That's the thing about him. Sad. But that's his role model. And then I was even told that a lot a lot of his work has been cited from other people. Where is his dissertation for school? Where is his degree? Why is it that he won't show these things? If you graduated from a school, wouldn't you want to be proud that you supposedly have 6 degrees? There's a pose of Umar online on Google, and they have it broken down to where it's the stance that he's doing. It's one of those Masonic things, but I don't know. We have to look at that. Same thing with Tyree says. Same thing with Khalid. Yeah, these people are just no good. Michael says the school was supposed to open this August, the 400th anniversary. Now it's opening next year. The 100th anniversary of Marcus Garvey's 100-year-old red, black, green, and gold flag. You really think you think next year is going to be ready? You think that school's going to be ready by next year? I don't think so. Mm-mm, no. I think when it comes up next year, he's gonna say something else went wrong. He's looking for more money. The holidays are about to come. Christmas is coming. You got the tax time is coming. He's just waiting for that money to roll in. Thanksgiving is coming up. 4th of July is coming up. He's going to be looking for that money. Marcus Garvey, and the funny thing about Marcus Garvey, he never set foot in Africa. He was buried overseas in England, and then they took his body and brought it back from over there to back to America. So the whole red, black, and green thing, he never even went to Africa. He never did. The school isn't opening. He will people for not donating enough. Well, yeah, he's always going to say that. Yep, always. Somebody told me on my comment board, people should ignore this and let him die out. Just one day he's just not gonna be around. My other question is why, anyone in the chat that can answer, why did he do the resume thing? You asking for people's personal information. It makes me think of identity theft. Umar's been involved in some identity theft himself, so got to be careful with him. I would have never sent this man. I don't know nothing about him. He doesn't have an office somewhere that you can go talk to him. He doesn't have a business address. He doesn't have a business um, email address. He doesn't have a business website, and you're just going to send him your resume? I mean, really. His website's not, none of his stuff is professional. Anybody that you send something to should have a phone number that you can call them, an address where you can sit down and talk to him. You can't even find out where this man is at unless he tells you he's having an event somewhere. People have to think about that. Tyree says Malachi York is a racist piece of swine. Well, he had a lot of children, I do know that. And a lot of those children had some issues going on with them, like some STDs. So you know how that goes. There's some issues about him. I don't know why he picks up these con artist people. Michael says, how does he expect his target audience, single black moms, to pay for a boarding school? Well, his target was for women that just didn't have, I don't know, some like a charter. I guess he was thinking that he could just maneuver these people and get what, I guess, get what he wants. It's sad though. I want to know, how did the graffiti get inside the building? And it don't even look like graffiti. Did he do this? No, I don't think he was thinking that they were going to pay for it. These people don't have any money. They just don't. They're on a budget. And anyways, these children that he's thinking that's going to be going to the school are probably already in high school now. So they're not going to benefit from this school. They're probably going to college now. So who is this school really for? It's not for the people in 2019. Because the babies back in '04 or whenever he started, they're grown now. You know? They're grown. So who is this school going to benefit? Is Umar's kids going to go there? He has children he doesn't even talk about. This person today was very, very hurt that they really thought Umar was somebody. You know, they really looked up to this man. And when they found my video, it said that he had a drug charge and was caught with cocaine April 2018. That makes you think. His name was Dr. Umar back then. You know, anybody can say they have a degree. I just don't think this man really has the stuff that he says he has. If he does have something, it might be an associate's degree. He might don't even have that. He even wanted the people to pay for him to go back to school. Think about this stuff. It's ridiculous. I would never pay for somebody to go to school. That's their responsibility, not mine. But he's so educated, I guess. But in actuality, he's only educated in Black history. That's it. He's good with history, remembering dates and stuff like that, and that's how he got the people. Okay, Michael says Umar has always stated it will be a boarding school, and he is a better parent for the babies than their natural parents. Hence, they will be staying with him. They're not going to be staying with him in that school. Uh-huh. That school was not a boarding school that I'm aware of. Was it a boarding school, Michael? Tyree says that donation money is for his own habit. Well, he found a loophole in the Black community that he knew that they would donate to this cause because we're always wanting somebody to do something for us, but we won't do nothing for ourselves. We have to be the change that we want to see, not Umar Johnson. There's nothing that this man can do for any Black boys. There's an organization that I do want to talk about on here that's in California. It's you can look it up on Google. It's called Save Black Boys. I'd rather for you donate to that man because he's actually doing something. He has buildings in California for those boys that they can go to in the middle of the night. They can go there. It's a safe haven for them. I'd rather donate money. I would actually donate money to his cause because he's doing something. He has T-shirts. He has a professional website. He has grant money. He has all kinds of money that's coming in for those children. He's actually doing something. You want to find a good organization? Look for one on Google called Save Black Boys, and I would donate to him some money because he's really doing something. Umar does not have nothing. He hasn't shown me a business plan. He hasn't shown me a mission statement. He hasn't shown me a 501c4 or C3. He hasn't shown anything. And a real organization is out here fundraising. They're getting donations. If you give him a donation, what receipt are you getting so you can get some money back on your taxes? Anybody think about that? Because if you give that organization, Save Black Boys, money, he gives you a receipt that you can take to your tax person and they can file it and you can get your money back for the following year. I would donate to this guy because he's really doing something for Black children. And that's the only person I know that actually is doing something. Oh, he has not even got the building inspected. No, he never did. Building inspectors probably won't even go in that building. Um, Michael said, is anyone actually planning on buying clothing from his range previously stored in that hazmat property of his? Oh, he's storing stuff in that building? Oh God, help us. Tyree says that nutcase thinks he's related. Well, that's already been debunked. The family told him that he can't be using that name, but he's still using it though. So I don't know what's going on with that. Um, I'm telling you, we got to be careful who we look up to. We really do. Looking up to folks. If someone makes okay, well, you just can't look up to these people. I mean, I don't know. I don't know where he lives. If he lives in that building, maybe that building is just not a good place. He's also related to Harriet Tubman. How though? Where is his records that states that he's related to this woman or Frederick Douglass or any of these people? I think he used these characters or these people that's not here anymore. He used them because they're well known. So maybe the scam worked because oh my goodness, he's related to Frederick Douglass. He doesn't even look like Frederick Douglass. I don't know where this guy came from. I wish he would just go back to where he came from because he's caused a lot of issues in the Black community, a lot of confusion, a lot of just problems. It's awful, awful, awful what this man has done. And see, the next person that comes out that has a real organization for Black children or our melanated children, they're not going to want to give you no money. They're not going to want to donate to this. That's why I really feel a lot of this is witch hunt because a lot of the information I've been doing research on and putting it together just doesn't add up to me. It just doesn't. He comes up with a school. It was supposed to be St. Paul's School. Then it turns out to be this school in Wilmington. Why couldn't he do it in Philadelphia? All them schools in Philadelphia? Then he was involved in the scandal. Then he's lied. Everybody says the Kim Ringo girl, she's a good girl and all this other kind of stuff. But if you do the research, she's not. She's not who she says she is. So I don't know. He always describes himself as a blood relative of Frederick Douglass, claiming kinship, whatever that means. Well, his family of the Frederick Douglass family doesn't want to hear that anymore. They're done with it. Oh wow, Miss Ross, welcome, Miss Ross. How are you? Ooh, another YouTuber saw him Saturday and said that the herpes bump was back on his lip and he didn't look good. Well, that's bad. Well, you got to be careful who you're dealing with. He could have gotten that from that girl. Who knows where he could have gotten that from? Well, no, I'm wrong because that was back in the Hidden Colors supposedly, but I don't know. You got to be careful with stuff now. The herpes bump is back. Wow, it's pretty bad. People used to call those things fever blisters back in the day, Miss Ross. I guess they're not fever blisters anymore. Wow. So what was he doing Saturday, Miss Ross? Was he doing a another one of these little talks that he does to try to scoundrel up some more money? Because that's all he's doing, getting people's money. That's about it. Only thing that we're gonna do in the black community is we're gonna have to help ourselves, and we're gonna have to stop depending and being dependent of any of these people trying to help us because they're not. Most of the ones that I can call out, about 20 of them right now that's on YouTube, they're not helping nobody. Okay, they're just there to make money. When the AdSense money goes down, that's it. And anyways, YouTube is changing. There's a lot of things that's changing on here with people. People's channels are getting terminated, and I just don't know why he's even still on here. But anyways, Tyree says all he does is keep making videos about the same thing. Yeah, rhetoric. That's what I call it. Michael says Umar state he likes raw cash. He probably likes raw as well. Well, if he's doing that, he shouldn't be. I thought he was dating somebody or something, but so much is in the community right now with this man. I hope one day we wake up one day and he just does an apology and gives all the money back and just walks away from all this. Stop scamming these people. I'd rather see him do that than to keep this going on and on and on and on and on because it's just getting to be too much now. It really is. Miss Ross, he was speaking at a street renaming for someone. I think it's on Senator TV. Oh, God, really? Pepper, hello. How are you? Atlanta Angel 84. He said his second wife must have sons. You know what? He's not going to be no married. Who's going to marry this man? And why is he speaking about his personal stuff, anyways? Dr. Ben. Okay, Stable says Dr. Ben. Hello, Pepper. How are you? Wow, raw cash, huh? Hmm. Atlanta Angel. Yeah, have sons. Sons, why? It's something up with this man. I don't know. My energy is not going to be in it so much now. I'm trying to deal with it and give people information that we got a life. Some people have children, some people have husbands, some people have wives, some people have family that they could be dealing with and loving on their family than to be dealing with this man. This man is something up with him because why hasn't he been caught yet? Everybody says the FBI is going to be doing something. I've called, and when I call to these places, they act like they don't know what I'm talking about. Hi, oh, hello, Pepper. How are you? Why is he hanging out on Sonetta TV anyways? He's another peddler, Miss Ross. All these people are polite. They have the construction scam going on. This is my thing about this. When you do a scam, you got to hang around the same kind of people. Every one of these people on YouTube got a product. Boyce, his product is financial. Umar's product is the school, having people keep hanging on every word that he says about the school. Zaza was this whole spiritual thing, the gods and being in the jungles and all this other kind of crap that she talks about. Nature Boy, he's into all this concubines and being with different women and being in the wilderness and stuff. He's really living in a hotel in a wood somewhere in Mexico. Um, you got Young Pharaoh. He's all about this whole thing, like he thinks he's King Tut. I mean, they all have a game, every single last one of them. Some of them even say that they're part of they want blacks to get reparations and stuff. Do have that contest going on. I would like everybody to enter that. It's a number from 1 to 1,500. Just think of the number, and well, actually, you just tell me what you think the number I'm thinking is, and then you can enter the contest. It's just something I'm trying to give back. That's all. Just give back to my subscribers. That's about it. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, yep. Giving back to my subscribers. So much is going on now in the community. I mean, I just wish these people would just go away, Just go away. Yep. Awful, awful, awful. Very sad. Wow. I mean, what is everyone thinking here? I mean, what is your thoughts? I'm only, was doing this just to, talk to the people, see how everyone's doing. It's just sad. It really is. This stuff is very sad to me. Um, the herpy lip. Oh my goodness, that just makes me. That's sad. Yep. Well, I'm glad everyone came into the live tonight. I hope that everyone gets into that contest that I have on my channel. Um, I just get on here really talk to the people. That's all. I guess see how everyone's doing. Tyree says, "Yep, they should." I just think he's just keep holding back, holding back. Gold 41. Hello, how are you? Welcome. I'm glad you shining a light on this phony. Yeah, I just I don't know. Somebody was saying they're writing some letters to the whole the whole thing. Thanks, Pepper. Love your shows. Yeah, they can be fun. I enjoy doing the videos. Having him dance around. Ah, do some crazy stuff. Have those two just doing all kinds of things. Has anyone contacted a news station or any of these places? I mean, I still am thinking on this witch hunt thing with this misinformation. Oh, well, thank you, Gold 41. For I'm enjoying your channel. Well, thanks. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. And I would like for everyone to enter that contest. Because I'm hoping by next week I should be getting a winner. And then you'll get your gift card. And I'll put you in one of my videos. So, yeah, the contest is just it's a number between 1 and 1,500. You just think of a number. Well, actually, just think of the number that I'm thinking, and then just put it in one of the videos I have. Yeah, it's just something to give back. That's what I wanted to do. I want everybody's energy to stay positive because there's so much negativity with this whole thing with Umar. I mean, it's nothing good. It's always something with him. He's always doing videos. I've noticed a lot of people take one of his videos and they'll upload it on their channel. And some of that stuff I laugh about because it's crazy that he does that. I still want to know what is going on with that graffiti that's in that building. How did that graffiti get in there? That's what I want to know. Because it doesn't look like graffiti. It looks like somebody took some paint and wrote some numbers. That's what it looks like to me. Sad. This whole thing. Sad, sad, sad. Well, if anybody wants to, you could ask ask a question or I don't know, you want to chat about something that you've seen online. Um, it's just a lot of this stuff to me is just sad. It really is. I mean, I thank everyone for coming in here tonight. Um, I just hope a lot of this stuff just ends soon, you know, ends soon. That we don't have to deal with this. And I'm sure then the next scam will come along. But if somebody comes along with the organization, it's going to be very hard to get people to give money now because of this. The whole thing about PayPal and Eventbrite, all these places that I just hope this is not some kind of witch hunt or a wild goose chase, putting all this information out here. Um, maybe some things will change soon, I'm hoping. It's crazy to me. It's like the same stuff over and over and over again. Nothing like new. I'm just saying something crazy. Is this site called the Black YouTube? Okay. Pepper says, is this site called the Black YouTube? Where is that? What do you mean the Black YouTube? Is it the Black YouTube? Is that was that the question? The Black YouTube. It could be, but I'm not sure. Thanks for giving us a platform to express ourselves. Yes, you're welcome, Miss Ross. Anytime you can post stuff on there. You can email me. I have my email address. I can give it out on here. Which oh okay. I asked because I heard it on Pepper. Um, I'm thinking it is. Yes, you're welcome, Miss Ross, about giving you a platform. Yeah, you can put whatever on my channel and I will answer you. I'm not, some YouTubers will not answer questions about certain things and certain information that they put out there. And I'm still trying to figure this out. I've gone on a couple of them and some of them just won't answer. They won't let their people that's on there, they won't let them answer the question. So, um, did not know there was. Oh, is there a Black YouTube? It might be. Because a lot of people are thinking of just geoing from here because of um just some issues that's going on, I guess, with YouTube right now. So it's always something. I guess nothing lasts forever. I want people to express themselves on this channel and say how you feel. I'm just waiting until the day that all this stuff just goes away and then we can just go back to our lives, you know? I don't want our energy to just go down because of this man and what he does. I don't understand what's going on in Wilmington, Delaware. I don't understand what's going on up there. They're supposed to change some of this stuff. Oh, okay, with the information that you get. Yeah, it could be. It's Black YouTube. That would be nice. Wow. Any questions or anything in the chat? Because that's why I put this on here with the witch hunt, because it just makes me think. We put so much information out, and sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not. The authorities think that we're, crazy people or something. I don't want them thinking that, but it feels that way. Wow. Yeah. And this everything that's going on. I mean, energy should be towards programs for children, right, Pepper? As far as I know they call it the Black YouTube because it's a community of blacks who post on this YouTube. Yeah, and a lot of them are that's a good thing, the Black YouTube, because we're trying to, do stuff for our people, but it's hard to do things for our people when you have someone like Umar around and him putting out all these scams. That's the problem. Maybe by the end of this year, maybe a lot of this stuff will be done with. I'm hoping so. Yeah, I really hope so. Let's see, another call. Yeah, a lot of them do, Miss Ross. You're right. And Pepper, you're correct. The energy should be towards programs for children. I'm surprised he just. I thought he was supposed to be building a school, not buying a building. Tyree says the prince of mashed potatoes with gravy is all talk and no action. Yeah, same thing. That's most of them. That's just not just him. It's a lot of them. It's like that. Sometimes I wish these people would just sit down. Really. Pepper says, "What do you think about next steps we need to concentrate on?" Getting information. I mean, finding out what I think people should do is try to call maybe a couple of organizations in Wilmington, Delaware, and find out what's actually going on. This whole thing, they had a big blowout about the deed of this property. We need to find out what kind of deed this is. Is it a quit claim deed? What was the whole thing with the $10 being on the property? What was all that about? I mean, there's so much information out here, you just don't know what is correct and what's not. Um, they lie. Yeah, you're right. They do, Pepper. Michael says he stated he was building a school. Yeah, that's what I thought. But that wasn't going to work anyway, him building a school. It would have been better for him to get a house that had 5 or 6 bedrooms in it, that was an older home, fix it up and make it into a school. And then he could have had children or whatever staying like that. But he wants a school. You never see all the buildings except that gym and some of those other places. I've gone to Wilmington, Delaware, and I've looked at the building, and it looks bad. They got a part where it looks like it's been broken into. And then he was out there recently picking up trash. Everybody keeps talking about that with the hands being on the trash with no gloves or anything. Maybe that's the way he does things. Sad. I think he only does that to get extra money, to make people think that he's actually doing something. That's an old trick. Nothing new. Don't let the right hand know what the left hand is doing. That's basically what he's doing. Getting people excited. Um, Michael says, you see all the building, but it's in total darkness. So what's the point? You're right. What is the point? Then somebody brought out some information about the lights not being paid and all this other kind of stuff. It was never going to be paid. And he's not going to pay it because Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey owns the building. So maybe they can pay it, you know? All these people he talk about, Mamo Shun and all these weird like deities that he talks about, maybe they're going to pay it. I mean, not trying to be funny, but no, I mean, then the one guy, I think he brought out something about the stuff not being paid. From what I've heard, the lights were on at one time, but when he got it, they got cut off because now it's time for you to put it in your name now. Now, when the old Moyer had it, the lights were on. They cut them off because nobody's in the building anymore. But look at all the buildings that's been there. Goodwill was there. Some other companies were there. I mean, what happened to these places? And why is it that he says he has 4 buildings? You got 4 buildings, but why is it that you don't go in all of them? It just makes me think that this is just a facade. This is just something to get some quick money. And when it's all and done with, he's just going to leave. And you'll never hear nothing from this man again. So then the whole thing with PayPal, we've been hearing that forever. A lot of this stuff it's very daunting to me. It's very aggravating to me that I do videos. I try to be funny with the videos, but I don't know. It's just a bunch of mess. How can he pick up garbage with his bare hands? Yeah. And that area is a drug area, so you don't know if there's needles on the ground. You don't know if there's crack pipes on the ground. You don't know what kind of drugs is on the ground. You don't know. Michael says he has no light in his house, so why would he have it in his school? Anyways, he stated the school will be for the blind. When did he say that? Pepper says, if we stop concentrating on Umar, what do you think would happen? I hate seeing people get scammed, but if they don't listen. Well, that's what I'm wanting to know. Why hasn't his channels been taken down off of YouTube? That's something I'm wondering about. If this stuff is so bad and the things that he's doing, why hasn't his channels been taken down? Especially Instagram. Let me see. He's on Twitter. He's on Instagram. He's on Facebook. Um, those are 3 sites that he's on, and none of those channels have been taken down. So, I mean, our concentration should be about doing something for our people and doing something that will benefit other people in a way that you're not really asking for money. Just like I said about this man that's out in California called Save Black Boys. That is a very good organization. I think people should donate to that because this man has himself together. He's not like Umar. He actually has a real address where you can talk to this man. He has a phone number. Okay, he has a location of the different buildings that he has for these children. I mean, he's getting money from the government to help him. So he's on the up and up. I would give him money. There's a lady that's out in that's out in goodness. She's out in California and she helps women and men with their hair and she gives them food every day and she's actually doing stuff. Oh, okay, Pepper. They took him off of Facebook and YouTube. He's under other names. But what happened if he gets shut down off of those other names? Like this King Kong consciousness. Why is he still under that? Or 60 million views? And all these different, like they call it sock accounts. What's the deal with all them different accounts that he's under? People say Sleep 1061 is him, Little Haiti. And I mean, what time does he have to be dealing and putting out negative information? That's why I'm kind of just like, ugh. I get so tired of this man. And then you get ones that with all these videos about this guy, but then when they put the videos out, nothing is going. No, it's like when you tell somebody the organization, right? There's videos about this man on YouTube. Check them out. I've never heard of this guy before. Who are you talking about? That's what the organizations say. So what's the use of making these videos in all these things and we're putting all this information out, but the organizations don't even know what we're talking about. That's the part I'm trying to figure out. Can someone answer that in the chat? I mean, why are these people not paying attention to none of this stuff? That's what I want to know. Well, I'm glad they took him off of you said Facebook and YouTube. He's under other names. Wow. Well, getting kind of aggravating. Yes, he has his Umarians do the work. Yeah, and the Swabians or Nuwabians as they call it. You know those Nuwabians were the same people that was Malachi York and all those characters. So those names just transferred to him, I guess. And that man was a very, very, very evil, dirty man. He did a lot of negative and nasty stuff. So I don't know why he was repping him out or giving him high fives and props and everything, because he did a lot of stuff with children. So some really evil, vile things he did to kids. So I don't think that would be anybody I would be following. Tyree says, I also don't listen to Dempsey Spears, aka Dempsey Hustle. That's Kumar Johnson's BFF. What's the deal with that guy? I've seen videos about him, but I tried not to pay attention to some of these people because to me they're just like weird. They're just basically just wasting time. Pepper says don't so care about. Oh yeah. Well, I try not to deal with any of them really, because if the information don't sound right to me, I'm gonna question. That's just how I am. If a video I see it online and it doesn't I don't agree with it. I'm not saying I agree with it, but it doesn't tell much. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot I can say. I'm just kind of like, too much. This man has too much stuff going on. And it's tiresome. It is. Um, then they have information that's out here that if you try to look it up, it leads you into an end. That's the part that gets me. Pepper says, I'm sorry that I was trying to say is that YouTube and these other social platforms don't seem to care about taking Kumar down. Yeah, I've been noticing that because I still see all his information. It's just the same stuff. Then, people were talking about, his house and how that looks, and then it just went on and on and on and on and on, and it's just, nothing has changed. I don't know. Maybe one day something will change, Pepper. I hope so. Airborne has said a lot of good things that was on the chat, and you did, and Tyree, and there was a couple of other people, Miss Sincere, Black Haired King. I mean, we've all been saying stuff. I just have you been writing? I don't know if you wrote a letter or something, Pepper. I don't know if who you wrote it to or just so much. Just sad. Tyree says he's not a clean person at all. No, he's not. I'm wondering if he's living in that building, in that school building. You know, he could be. But another question people should ask: when is it going to be open? Not open, but when is the water going to be turned on? When is the marquise going to be put outside that says the FDMG Academy? When is it going to be in the paper that people know about this? When are the mayors in that state going to going to put out some information about this? That's what I want to know. Why aren't these people talking about it? Why is it when you go to them about information, nobody knows what you're talking about? Oh, Mr. Ross, okay, he hit the building a lot now. Really? Yeah, because he probably knows people are onto him. You're right. There's no such thing as FDMG Academy. Yeah. Tyree, you're right. So my thing is, Miss Ross, I think that he could be living out there because you're always going out there. Somebody either opens the thing for you or you just break in. I wonder if the city of Wilmington, Delaware, knows that he's going into that building all the time, and knowing that all that information and stuff that that's online. That's a dangerous building. It's not clean. It's been sitting since what, 17, 16. FDMG. People say all kinds of stuff about FDMG. And then the little resume thing, FDMGresumes.com, FDMG resumes. I would never send him no resume of mine. Might be looking to get my information or something so he can use it for the next scam. Like he did those people overseas in Holland and Ghana. A lady was actually trying to help him get the school. Guess what he does? He ignores her. She was trying to get him a loan for $5 million. He wouldn't accept it. One lady tried to give him land free in North Carolina, wouldn't accept it. Excuse me, somebody offered him $10,000 for some property up in Philadelphia. He wouldn't accept it. So he was never for this anyways. My energy is going to be putting out a little bit of information, and my energy is just going to be for where people, you're going to have to you're going to have to either build this thing out to stop him. Oh yeah, Tyree. He says we need strong alpha males. Yeah. A lot of this stuff makes me think of old soap operas back in the day. Um, Young and the Restless. You have um you have the villain that's on there, and then you had the it's just a big mess. I wonder why he's at the building all the time now. Oh, so he's cutting grass and all that out there now? Such a mess. Just tired of this man. Miss Ross says, I saw a comment say the dirty house he was in could be an abandoned bookstore in Philly. Oh my goodness. I did read something a while ago that somebody says that's where he used to hang out like almost every day was a bookstore. Abandoned bookstore in Philly. I mean, if he has all this money, why be in an abandoned place? That's weird. The whole conscious movement is just a bunch of gangster rappers. True. Oh, he also scammed the people in Canada. I mean, are these people speaking out about this stuff or they're just keeping quiet? Because, see, I didn't even know this happened in Canada. I'm thinking Ghana, Holland, America. I didn't know about Canada. Oh, yeah, this man is he reminds me of that game, Crispy Biscuits. He's almost like that. What a waste. Well, I know him and Tyreek is not friends anymore, supposedly. Well, that bookstore thing is correct because there's somebody I did see a comment. They said if you want to find him, that's where you can find him. But that was so long ago when I seen that comment though. Abandoned bookstore. I wonder what happened to that bookstore and I wonder why it closed. That's weird. That is very, very weird. This man doesn't even have an apartment or something to live in, but he's staying in one of these. I was thinking that he was staying in the building right here in um, whatever it is, right here in Wilmington, Delaware. He might be staying there. Who knows? That building. I would never stand something like that. Bugs and everything else could be in there. And then he asked the question, what does it smell like? Why would you ask a question of how does it smell? Somebody was was walking through the school and they said it smells in here, and he was like, "What does it smell like?" I mean, that's a question to ask somebody? Really? There's some mental issues there. You're gonna ask someone, "What does it smell like?" I don't know. A dead body. I don't know. Crap. I don't know. Rats or roaches. It smells like something. I don't know. Anybody that walked in in that building like that, that's the worst thing that you could do. You could have some. You could you could have mold spores running through there. Asbestos. You could have anything in there. Sewer gas. If you type in Umar versus Tariq, Umar versus Seti, Umar versus Play, you will learn a lot about him. He running out of money to get motels, so he stay where he can. Miss Rock. Tyree says, how can he live in a bookstore that was abandoned? Yeah, well, he has a car, so I'm surprised why he's not there. Staying in his car. Running out of money. How in the world are you going to run out? You, 700 and $750,000. The other part is this is where I'm trying to get is what bank is this money in? Is it you got to have it in a bank? It can't be in no prepaid card or nothing like that. So where's all this money? Is it in Chase Bank, Navy Federal? I mean, any kind of bank. Michael says Umar versus Tariq. They will tell you about the bookstore. Well, that bookstore, if you've seen a picture on him with that yellow shirt on, that was the bookstore. That's where he would hang out at. It's a bookstore in Philadelphia. So I don't know. I don't know what's up with this man, but my question is, you can't just hold 750,000 in your pocket. You got to keep it somewhere. It has to be to a bank. Okay, so GoFundMe is paying out refunds. When did they do that, Michael? Did they just start? Tyree, how can you live? Well, he could live in there, I guess, but why? That place has no running water, no electricity. How are you going to use the bathroom? How are you going to wash up? Where are you going to go? The YMCA to give you free shower credits or something? I mean, when you stay in these kind of places, you got to keep yourself up. Pepper says, I went on Facebook and there is a site that is called Let's Jail Umar, and I'm a lady wrote on there when he came up there. I believe it was when he first started. Oh, wow. Okay, Umar said PayPal took 150,000 K. Wow. So where's the rest of it? So in actuality, do you really think anybody in the chat answer this? You really think it was 750,000 or you think it was 350,000? I don't think it was 750K. I'm thinking it was 350,000. I'm sorry for the words being messed up. Sometimes my phone is acting up. It's okay, Pepper. That's fine. But do you think it was 100? I mean, do you think it was 350,000? You think it was 750,000? Kyrie says the other question that I want to ask is what's up with all that money? I want to know where is the bank that's holding this money because nobody can have 700 or whatever thousand. You can't keep that kind of money on you. You have to keep it in a bank, an institution. It's either going to be a prepaid card and $750,000. You can't even have that on a prepaid card. You would have to have that in some kind of bank. It would have to be a Chase Bank. Um, it would have to be one of the national banks, Wells Fargo, Conway National Bank, Federal Navy Bank, some a credit union somewhere. Where does anybody know or believe where they think the money is located at? I'm just putting that out there because really no one speaks about where it's at. They say it's been shut down, but you have to go behind people about this whole shutdown thing because I contacted Eventbrite. PayPal doesn't, they have a number, but they don't want to give you no information. GoFundMe, you can't even get in touch with them. They don't even have a phone number. Michael says some people believe he could have collected 1 million on the Roland Martin show a few years ago. Umar said he raised 750,000. Maybe the money is frozen somewhere now. He asks him for cash. Well, it could be. The money could be overseas somewhere, but it has to be in a bank. Pepper says, Umar's sorry. Yeah, he is. $750,000. That's a lot. He has to have that money in some kind of bank somewhere. He cannot have that money just laying around somewhere. That's too much cash. That's $750,000. That's 750,000 $100 bills. You can't keep that money in your house somewhere. It's just not gonna happen. It has to be in a bank because they're gonna ask you where you got all that money from anyway. So something doesn't sound right about that anyways. It just doesn't, because any bank that you go to and you come to them with that kind of cash, they're gonna ask you, where did you get this money? What kind of business do you have? Maybe the bank froze the money, but it's somewhere. Some say he paid 450 for the school. Oh, hello, Dope Coke. How are you? Dope Coke 1. He's backed by people off the grid. Oh, okay. Backed by people off the grid. Because that's what I was wondering. Where is this money? It has to be in some bank account. So, do you think it's hello, how are you? I see your videos a lot. I'm glad you were able to catch my live. So, in your opinion, Dope Coke One, what do you think this money could be? You said off the grid. These people, I mean, where do they keep their money? It has to be backed by something. Is it backed by gold? Is it backed by silver? Is it backed by Bitcoin? I mean, this is starting to make me think of Bernie Madoff and some of the shenanigans he did. Okay, what about that couple that got in trouble with PayPal that had the homeless man playing the game? Like he helped them and all that, where they helped him, and now they're in jail. So, I mean, is it something like that? I don't know. Something's up with this whole thing. That's why I'm trying to focus. Yeah, Tyree says 750 is a lot of money. Yeah, it's 750,000 $100 bills. And that would be equivalent to, wow, a person could take that money and put it in one room and it would probably be half of the room, maybe something like that. But you can't just carry that kind of money around. You have to have it somewhere. So, um, by other individuals' bank accounts and possibly a stash or cash somewhere. I think it's Johnny Buffett. Oh wow, could be. I don't know. It's something up with this whole thing, anyways. Because when you go to the authorities or you talk to these people, they act like they don't know who you are or they've never heard this information before. That's why I don't go behind information too much. I do a lot of my own research. But that's why I put on here the witch hunt, because you get information and sometimes it's right and sometimes it's not. Okay, the Dope Coke says he always keeps cash to push his merchandise and travel. Hmm. Do you think that he's gonna? I hope he gives that money back, but who knows? Pepper says I think it was in the middle he started raising money from what I read in 2009, but it was only 300. No, it was only what 250,000. Oh yeah, other people get him into the events. Oh yeah. I hope those kind of get shut down soon. About tired of some of this stuff with this man. It's like every day it's something up with him, something he's doing in Wilmington, Delaware. But then when you call the people of Wilmington, Delaware, the Board of Education, I contacted them. They said if anybody goes to this school, if they're just going to get a GED. They're not even going to get a diploma. And then he's not registered with the state to do the teaching or doing the curriculum for that school anyway. So the whole thing is just a game. He's never going to open a school. People need to have to understand that. That's out because he hasn't met with the mayors. He hasn't met with the facility people that runs the city to let them know. And they're not going to open that school anyways because Moyer Academy costs a lot of money. And then from what I read and did research, there's money that he would have to pay monthly on that school. He didn't buy that school outright. He didn't. And then the deed has um, it has a lot of mistakes on it. Any legal document does not have mistakes on it. So he either did a quick claim deed. That's what I'm thinking. And there was a big thing about that in Wilmington, Delaware, about these quick claim deeds. That means that you can go to any building you like, take a deed out on it, register it with the Delaware office where they get their deeds at, and the house is yours. And the owner won't even know that it's been changed into that person's name. And I think that's what he did because it's almost like they don't know what people are talking about. I think he put a little money on it to pretend that he did something, and the place is not even in his name anyways. It's in Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey. Two dead people own FDMG. So two dead people own it. And in legality, dead people cannot own property. So he just did that to do something quick to get people off his hands because they kept asking questions. But he did a quick claim deed, and there's some issues that went down in Wilmington, Delaware about those quick claim deeds because people were going and taking people's homes and stuff with that. Okay, Doe Coke says he pays for everything, so there's cash on hand for events and selling of merchandise and donations to replenish. Well, I don't know who in their right mind would want to buy anything of this man's what he has. I just don't get it. And I just hope maybe by the end of this year, going into next year, maybe all this will be over with, I hope. So we can get back to life because I want to, have a good life. I don't, worrying about what this man is doing. It's hard because we put out the information, and then when we go to authorities and tell them the stuff, they act like they don't know what I'm talking about. You know, I've called several organizations, several, okay, and nothing good comes out of it. Pepper, could it be with help from his father? I know his dad has done a video about Umar coming clean about the money in the school. Now I hear nothing from the dad. Okay, Doka, I feel the same way, but he has his followers to help. I was told by one of the wonderful YouTubers that there was some information on YouTube a long time ago. It's not on there anymore. You're not going to find it. That it's just making me think that this guy was put into the community to keep us at bay, to keep us to where we're following after this. It's like no conclusive information has come up that says, hey, he's been guilty. It's funny that the two white people that did the GoFundMe scam, um, they're in jail right now, okay, over not giving that homeless man the money. It was a scam. What this idiot should have done is to start small and work his way up because he was never going to do that. He was never going to work up anything. He did this as a quick way of getting some cash. So he found a loophole in the black community. We're always wanting somebody to do something for us. We always need a savior. We always need something to benefit ourselves. So he's like, well, I could just bring a school idea to them and they will buy it. And that's what the people did. They bought it. And now we have to deal with this school thing. The school is not going to help us. That's what people have to understand. If you want school for your children, you take them out of public school and you raise them at home and do school teaching with them. Sadly, Dope Coke says, sadly, I think Umar is just getting started. He's putting on a performance. He's always moving on the next scam. Yeah, um, I think it's going to be something crazy with that building, some kind of damage or something, maybe a fire or something, and maybe he could just get away like that. Yeah, Tyree, he should have done that, but we always say we need somebody to help us with something. We need to learn to do things on our own. We don't need these people to help us. Every single black YouTuber that's on YouTube that talks all that pro black, red, black, and green, and I'm power to black people and all this other kind of mess, that's not going to help us. We had that back in the day. We did. We had it back then when Malcolm X was around. What did it do for us? Nothing. He was killed. Uh, Martin Luther King, he was killed. All these people were killed. Anybody that ever did anything to help blacks were killed. So what's the point of us doing these things? I mean, wasting our time with this. I want my energy to be positive. I want my energy to go up. This whole thing with Umar, it's getting to a point now. People are just throwing anything out here. There's new people coming every day with supposedly they got information about this man. But then again, when you check the information, it's not correct. I go behind people. Anyone that says something, I go behind them, and I'm gone behind about a lot of people on YouTube, and a lot of the information is not panning out because I have calls to a lot of these organizations I call, and they listen, and then they say they don't even know what I'm talking about. So that's the point. I'm kind of getting tired with that. I don't want to call an organization and you don't know what I'm talking about. Well, who is this man? We've never heard of him before. They'll say stuff like that. Now, this whole thing about him with the jail situation down in Atlanta, from what I'm hearing, he was never scheduled to do that, supposedly. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that situation. But we don't want to be the kind of people that just try to put things on this man and say that he's doing this. And then it turns out when you do the research, that's not what really happened. And I don't like that. I don't. Pepper says, I was on another person's channel, and I'm sorry, I can't remember who it is right now, but there was a gentleman that posted that he was in jail with Umar. Well, probably he was. I believe that. I wonder what the person was said about it, though. I mean, being in jail with somebody like him, wow. He is just another distraction for us as melanated people to keep us off the path that we really need to be by worrying and giving our energy to this. I'm going to give a little bit of energy, but we all have lives. A lot of us probably have husbands. Some of us, some of the men probably have wives and things. I'm sorry, husbands. I'm sorry, women have husbands, and men have wives, so stuff like that. And remember, you have those non-pro blacks scamming, hiding the same thing, and they're in plain sight. They have learned from Umar and Tariq. I'm about to revamp my channel to make it a channel. Okay, that works, okay. Do what you do. You do well. Tyree says, I need your time. You're like, yeah, he says all that stuff, and then he likes to repeat things like we're children. I try not to pay too much attention to Umar. I put out what I can about him, but after a time, it's getting daunting, as you can tell. I put a lot of information in. I do the research. Pepper says the man said Umar got an early release because he had become an informant. He also stated that he was gay, a con man, and no one should trust him. True. Con man, yes. Informant, same information came to me, Pepper, about him being that. That I think I read that same comment too. Well, if he is, then that's what he's gonna do. And if you're an informant for any kind of government agency, nobody can stop you. You're just there in the community to do your job, and after that job is done, you flee somewhere and you'll never hear this man again. I give it to the end of this year, going into next year, we're probably not going to be hearing anything from him anymore. because he's done his job. He's done the damage already. The damage has already been done. That's why if we want to do things for our people, we have to do them for us. We can't deal with Umar, Tyreek going to do something. He coming out with another Hidden Colors 5, but Shahrazad Ali said we don't need to have that many of them, but she in this one. So it sounds like that's contradicting to me. Didn't you say that we don't need any more of these movies, but she's in this one? Really? That's why I don't pay no attention to these people. I really don't. Pepper says, could it be that his father is involved with the money? I haven't heard anything from him lately. I don't know. I'm. We don't know what's going on with that money. That's what I'm saying. Is it in some kind of bank account? It has to be. That's why my energy gets really low with this kind of stuff with this man. I mean, just my spirit and my energy, it's a lot. People say they know him and, they can tell what he's going to do. I mean, but when we talk to the authorities, that's when people will act like they don't know what we're talking about. Bill Cook says it takes channels like ours to change the narrative on social media, but still stay on the mark if we, okay, true, choose to. Yeah, you're right. I put out some pretty good information. You have too, though, Cook, but you have a life and I have a life, and a lot of the ones on here have lives. Some people have children, some people have families. You have some men have wives, and you have some women that have husbands, and we want to take care of our family and stuff. We want to keep the energy on that. This man is very uh, low energy. Let's just say that. Tyree says he's always by himself. No real estate developers and no team. This was a game to see if Black folks have learned their lesson from back in the day. We still haven't learned. We still haven't learned. We're still falling for the same games and tricks. This stuff happened 50, 60 years ago. They were doing this. Oh, somebody said, Kia, don't get low. You're trying to crack the code and doing it. Damn, good job. Yeah, but I can kind of feel that there's a lot more to this with this man. He has done identity theft, changing different names and different things. And, you know, even the people in the UNIA knew what he was about. Why aren't these men coming out and speaking about this? I brought one out on my channel that spoke about this man. They said that they didn't believe him. They didn't trust him because he didn't have a lot of information on him, you know? He was swindling them back in '03, '04. I'm sorry, what was it, '05, when he got into that. He's been swindling these people forever. But people still give this man chances. So Pepper says a video his father did, he was very upset because he had invested in the school too. And he wanted to do, I have receipts for the money now. He's not seen. Hmm. Well, I thank you for all my subscribers, and I do want you to enter the contest I do have. Tyree, correct. That's where I'm heading to. I want to let everyone know on this live, we have to let this be. I'm gonna still do videos and talk about it and be funny with it, but we have lives out here. Some of us have children, some of us have a husband at home, some of us have a wife at home. I mean, and we can't be so with this. I've seen videos, so many videos about this man, so many. But then where's the smoking gun? I just recently seen a video that talks about. I think I'm going to link it to this channel with if they let me do it, I'll do it, and I will put that video up. It talks about what Umar has done in the Black community, to where it's just sucking the energy out of us. I'm gonna put that video on my channel. I'm gonna do that. I might upload it tonight because it's almost like people are caught in a web with this. Dubcoat says that's the problem. It's with the men. where all the issues are. They don't represent their channels well to be resources for others. You're right. And then another thing, Dope Coat, the question is when you ask these people a question, okay, this is my thing, okay, and I'm gonna get kind of rough a little bit, not real rough, but if you are a content creator on YouTube and somebody comes to your channel and asks you a question about something, why is it that these people delete the person and don't let that the person will not answer the question? They will delete you. It's a question. They're being very sincere when they ask this question, but then they don't say nothing. You put up a video. We can't insinuate anything about Umar. Okay? You can't say, for example, right? I'm gonna give you a good example. Let's just say Jim Jones, right? We all know Jim Jones was a man that did a lot of scamming, right? Let's just say I put up a thing about Jim Jones. I put Umar in there with Jim Jones, and I put somebody else in there. Umar don't know Jim Jones, and Jim Jones don't know nothing about Umar. So why put a video up that does not tell you about what you're talking about? That a content creator is somebody that puts information out and they know what they're talking about, and they're not insinuating that this man had anything to do with Jim Jones. Jim Jones don't know Umar. Umar don't know Jim Jones. I'm just giving an example, and I don't like stuff like this because that's a lot of misinformation. That's why I put this stream out tonight about misinformation. I can't put Umar with Jim Jones. I can't do that. I should not put that man's picture up beside Jim Jones. Now, why would somebody do that? Unless they're trying to insinuate that this is what the situation is. We cannot insinuate anything. And you're right, Tyree and Pepper and Dope Coat. I don't listen to some of these poisonous message just like eating food that's not good anymore. Yeah, you're right. And there's some people, and I don't put out names or nothing. I'm not even getting into that. But there's some people online on YouTube, whatever, that does this. And to me, I'm going to put this video out that's going to talk about this. And it's going to talk about people getting caught up with this. This man has a time for him to go down. He's going to go down. By the end of this year, going into next year, he'll probably be gone. It's all in shows and cons. Ask Pepper. I answer almost all questions. People like to make comparisons, and I make comparisons. Okay, I understand making comparisons, but you can't compare Jim Jones to Umar. Those were two different time zones. Jim Jones, let me tell you what Jim Jones did since I'm speaking about him. A lot of people don't know this. Jim Jones was a white guy that went around to black communities and helping them when they were poor, they needed something. Jim Jones was there. Okay, that's how he gained the trust of the people. He did little things for them. Okay, he bought this one man teeth. He didn't have no teeth in his mouth. He bought this woman some shoes. She didn't have no shoes on her feet. That's how he gained trust. So he was able to. He was a cult leader, so he was able to pretend what just pretend or whatever. And that's how he gained the trust of the people. That's why he was able to move them from America to Ghana, wherever he was at. And a lot of them died because they believed this man. They believed everything he said. We can't put Umar. Let's just say, for example, I don't support him. I don't, and I don't support anything he does. But I can't compare him to these kind of people. I can't compare him to somebody in California that did a crime. Okay, I can't compare him to somebody that did a crime in New York City. Oh my goodness, Umar! I gotta put this. I gotta put this video out. This makes me think that Umar has nothing to do with what this man did in California or what he did in New York City. We can't do that kind of stuff. If you're gonna do that, you could be part of the problem. That is called witch hunt with misinformation. And I've seen a lot of misinformation on YouTube. I get people talking about the potential of Umar being a Jim Jones. Okay, yeah, he could be. He could be. But Jim Jones did things that Umar didn't do. Jim Jones actually he did help the people. And then he got crazy with it because he took the word of God and took it out of context and used it for himself. I did find out some information about Jim Jones. There's a guy, you need to look him up. His name is Father Divine. Father Divine was a cult program too. Father Divine took um, Jim Jones, no, I'm sorry, Jim Jones took some of his tactics and used them on the people. So after Father Divine died, he says now the mantle is being passed on to me. That's what happened. And that's why Jim Jones started what he did. Yes, Father Divine. So Father Divine went to one of their little meetings and caused some issues, and he said that the mantle is being passed on to me now. So now I'm going to be God, basically, he was saying. I mean, I don't know if Umar's acting like he's a god, but I'm not going to compare him to a new crime that just recently happened. I can't do that because this man don't have nothing to do with that kind of stuff. But you got people that put him in these situations and say that he has done this, but has he? Where is the proof that he did? And when I go and I ask you, not you, but if I ask someone a question on their channel, okay, and other people have asked, and I've seen the questions on there, they get deleted or blocked or ghosted. That's not a good content creator. I'm just saying, people have to get themselves together, okay? We want him to go down, we do, but everything is in decent and in order. Eventually, he is going to go down. Somebody even said, let the ancestors deal with him, or let the chips fall where they may. I mean, it's going to happen, but we can't put him in situations. Just like Bernie Madoff. I could put Umar's picture up with Bernie Madoff. Are those the same people? They're not. They're two different people in two different situations. Bernie Madoff knew about businesses. He knew how to scam people, but it wasn't really, I don't know if it was almost like a scam, but he got away with some money. I can't put that up on the internet, and I won't do that. I will not do that to my subscribers. Put a picture up of Umar and two other scammers and say that they run in the same thing. I can't do that. And that's misinformation. That's a witch hunt kind of stuff. A lot of people on here do it. I have several people. I've checked their channels, gone behind their information, and it's not correct. But I don't say anything because if you go on their channel or say something, then it's a problem or you're going to be blocked. Some people are the problems and yet appear to go against Umar. You're right. Thank you, Miss Ross and Dope Cook. You understand what I'm saying. I understand about the comparison. We shouldn't do that. You're right. And then you got people thinking, and this is another thing I don't like about some YouTubers that's on here. I'm just being real about it because I've been on the internet for a long time. This is not my first time. I've been on here when AOL was something back in the day. That was many, many, many years ago. You can't have an ego on here like you the crap. You can't do that on YouTube. You can't be a person that you're put yourself on a pedestal and then people follow behind you. Minded um that is cult minded tactics. And there's people that do that right on YouTube. And I've seen it several times and it's a bad thing to do. I'm not putting myself on a pedestal and I will never do that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm right, I'm right. That's just how we have to do it. You cannot do that. You can't be like, for example, like they say Beyonce, she's the queen bee or the beehive or whatever. I'm not going to be like that. I don't want nobody to think that I'm better than anybody on here. But if your information is not correct, I have a right to go after you for that. That's just how it is. You cannot put misinformation on here and put it as real. That's just how it is. And I see too much of it on YouTube that it's getting daunting now because I know the truth. I've done the research on this man. I know a lady right now she's done over 3 or 4 years of information on him, and she has a degree. She has several degrees. Okay, but Umar went and did some negative things to her. Now she doesn't really want anything to do with him. So Okay, that's a dope cook. I like that. That's why I go after Umar for the things that he says. He does like count. You're right about his lies and stuff. Just like that. I understand what you were saying. Yeah. Oh, I see it sometimes too. You're right. I'm bringing it out because I have to be truthful about this. I can't just be putting anything out. If you, as you notice, I take time when I do my videos. I just don't put out thousands and thousands and thousands of videos because people get confused. You know, you're putting out so much information. It's not good to do that. It's not. That's, you know, I would never do that. I couldn't do, just like, for example, let's just say tonight I get bored and I want to put up 20 videos. That's not a good thing for me to do. Some people get in the big Umar big head. Yes, Miss Ross, you are so right. A lot of people have taken this thing to heart. They've letting it consume them, and it's going to take them out because you know this stuff can give you a stroke. Dealing with this stuff with Umar so much. I mean, I want him to go down too, but I can't put him on any information that he didn't do. If he didn't do this stuff, that I can't put him a part of that. Kumar Johnson is a damn coward. Yeah, he is. My other problem I have too is with threats. People got to understand cyberbullying has been going on for a long time. Tell people the right authorities to go to when there's a cyberbully issue. Cyberbullying, that's just what it is. I've had some negative comments on one of my, actually on a couple of my, oh goodness, on a couple of my videos. They were really, really, really negative. They were some stuff that, you know, I'm not going to get angry about it and I'm not going to go on here and just, give those people hell or anything. But people say things. We have to have thick skin on here. We really do. If somebody says something negative, you have to deal with it. If they say if somebody says they're going to threaten your life or they're going to do something online to you, are they really going to do it? Or are they just an internet person? Nobody, if a person doesn't know you, then how do they have access to you like that? That's what I want to know. Nobody has access to who I am. Okay. I am Kia Greene. So if somebody says something negative or threatens me on YouTube, I mean, what am I going to do? Am I going to call the authorities? I'm just putting that out there. I'm giving you how I feel. I mean, am I going to call the authorities? Yes, I'm going to call the police and I'm going to make a report and let them know, hey, this person threatened me. But you know what they're going to tell me? That's cyberbullying. Thank you for putting that out there. I tried to report the cyberbullying that Kumar was doing to YouTube, and it was very difficult because cyberbullying is not, it's on the internet. It didn't happen in real, okay, it happened in real life, but it didn't happen in your face. Like a person wasn't waving a gun in your face. That's when you can call the authorities and get this person locked up. But if somebody said a nasty comment to you on one of your comment boards or they did a video about you, what can you do about it? Except call the law. That's all you can do. And I'm not trying to be rude by saying this, but we got to be real and use our minds now. Start using some critical thinking skills. Cyberbullying is different from a real threat. If somebody came to your house and threatened you and told you, I'm going to kill you, yes, you can do that. You can actually take that person to jail because that was a literal threat. He's telling his supporters to shut anti-Afro Sinhalese and keep her mouth closed permanently. Well, in actuality, Tyree, what does that mean when he said that? Explain that to me. Since you put the comment on here, what does that mean? Okay, shut her mouth and close it permanently. What does that mean? I've heard that before. I've actually heard that before. Pretty bad. So, I mean, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. Is that a promise or is it a threat? What does it mean? Does anybody know? If somebody tells me they're going to close my mouth permanently, that could be taking my channel down off of YouTube. And if they did that, so what? Because somebody can put up another channel. We have to know when to know. There's an old song that says, know when to hold them, know when to walk away. Sometimes you gotta know when to walk away from stuff. You got to. You gotta know how to walk away. Know when to fold them. Know when to hold them. Know when to fold them. Know when to walk away. That's what you have to know that. But I don't know that whole situation with that. I've seen that online, Tyree, but I don't know anything about it. I've heard it, but I mean, what is your opinion? What do you think that means? Is it a threat or is it a promise? Okay, thank you, Miss Ross. See, you're using critical thinking skills, and so is Tyree and everyone else on here. He didn't call her name, so you can't go by that. So if you go and take that to the police, what are they gonna say? Thank you, Dope Coke. You see what I'm talking about, right? You see what I'm talking about. Thank you, because I see things on here and I don't say nothing, but I'm wondering, I go behind people. That's just how I am. I went to, I did the college thing, I know stuff. He was in his feelings because he was going to do a speech at a county jail in Atlanta, Georgia, but it was cut off. Yes, me too. Well, okay, so can you explain to me, Tyree, what does it mean by permanently shutting somebody down? He could have said that out of anger, but guess what? The thing about that, that's not, you can't really say that's cyberbullying because cyberbullying goes on and on and on and on and on. Cyberbullying is every day. You're stupid, you're retarded, you're dumb, you're this, you're that. That's cyberbullying. When you're saying this stuff to everybody every day, there's children that go to school to get cyberbullied, okay? They do it on the internet. They harass these people every day. He said to close her mouth permanently. Can anything be done about that? What can you do? What proof? Okay, you got it. She has a video. Okay. But they're going to ask her a couple of questions about that. Was it a threat or was it a promise? Anybody could say that on YouTube. Anybody could say that on Facebook. What are they going to do about it? Somebody could tell me that. I'm not going to go on the internet and go wild about it. I have to move on. When you're on social media platforms, you have to have a you have to have thick skin. If somebody calls you out of your name, what you gonna do about it? I'm just being real. What are you gonna do about it? If somebody tells you this, are you gonna? I mean, these authorities, these organizations don't want to hear this stuff. They don't want to hear somebody was cyberbullying you because they don't give a damn. Okay, let's just be real about it. They don't care. They don't care that you got cyberbullied. Okay, you have thick skin and you move on. That's just how it is. I had some issues on one of my channels. I'm sorry, not one of my channels, one of my comment boards. Some people said some really, I'm talking about some really nasty stuff. And what did I do about it? I didn't say nothing. I said a few things to them and they left me alone. People need to be careful with these emotional stuff. Now you looking like you the only one putting in work that made him target you personally. Look, I've seen some peeps using that threat video to make their video to benefit from there. To be honest, I don't know what that means. You're right. You're right. No, people can't get into their emotions. If you're doing this to stop this man, that's cool. Okay. But you can't get into your feelings about this. You got to have thick skin on any social media platform. Look at all these big YouTubers that have gotten things said about them. And what did they do about it? They didn't go to the police. They didn't go to no authorities. That they didn't whine and cry about it. I mean, I could have whined and cried about that stuff that happened to me on one of my comment boards right on my channel. I didn't say nothing. Okay, from what I remember about, he did mention the Reverend's name. Okay, so he said the Reverend's name. Then what? This stuff, but we got to remember this. This is something I want to let everybody on here know. This happened on the internet on a video. It would have been different if Umar went to these people and said this in their face and waved a gun in their face. Then the authorities would have taken that more seriously than a cyber threat. Somebody threatened me on the internet. I go to an organization and I tell them that. How are they going to look at me? Are they going to think I'm stupid? Now, just how does that sound? I'm going to an authority, one of these organizations, somebody cyber threatened me on the internet. What what are they going to do? I mean, are they going to look at me crazy? From what I remember, okay, well, he might have said his name, but I've gotten threats of things of people, what they're going to do. But guess what? I'm a strong individual. I don't let this stuff bother me. Thank you for the information, Key. I am rather new to YouTube and other social media, so the information is great. Well, I'm telling you what you do about it. You ignore the comment or you block them. Okay, that's all you can do. Or you can put it to where you don't say nothing to them anymore. That's how you stop that. Don't go and get into your feelings on here and then get other people riled up, because I'm noticing a lot of people do that. They'll take a video and they'll bounce off of that video and then try to get views off that video. That's what people do. They've been doing this stuff for years, and it has to stop. The truth has to come out. We have to talk about these things. That's why I have this channel, to speak about how I feel. YouTube got some ruthless people on here, okay? This is almost like the Young and the Restless. Who was the ruthless character on the Young and the Restless? Everybody hated that man that was on there. But he knew how to play the game too. And he didn't let people get to him. He ruled them, but this TV, that's what I'm gonna do from now on. Thank you, Tyree. Yes, Dope Coke. Yes, the Umar audience has created celebrities out of this Umar stuff. Thank you. And they're putting their energy so much into it, to like, they got people got cult minded on this too. But they got people following them, and if you say anything negative, they'll run back and tell that person too. And that to me is very childish. I don't do stuff like that. I don't run, go tell anybody anything on these channels. If they enjoy my content, wonderful. That is good. But if they don't, that's fine. You can't make everybody agree with you. That's the thing. Because somebody went on my channel and I think went and ran, "Hello, Blue Rain, how are you?" You can't do that. That's very, very, very childish. I mean, YouTube is supposed to be content creators that are grown folks that know how to handle themselves. If somebody says something negative, I mean, what authority's going to do? They're not going to do nothing. They're going to look at you like you're stupid, and then they're going to go back to their job because it's not a real threat. Okay, it's just not. People say negative stuff every day online. Go to some of the big YouTube channels that have 100,000 subscribers and look at some of the negative stuff that they say on there. And look what those people that have 100,000 subscribers do. They don't even pay no attention to it. They don't. Tyree says, ignore these so-called pro-black YouTubers and don't listen to their rubbish. I don't. I don't. But the thing is, what people don't like about me too on here is I will call you out. That's just how it is. I'm sorry, but if you've been on the internet as long as I have, that that's what I do. And it's not to say it in a bad way, but um, folks have to understand this is social media. There's people that have said negative stuff on Facebook, Twitter, you know, Instagram. You got people that say negative stuff everywhere. Not everyone is going to like you. And if you have a rival with someone, you should report them to YouTube, whatever platform they're on, because the police are not going to take this stuff for real. They're just not. Even the schools, when kids do cyberbullying, some of them don't even take this stuff seriously until a child dies or something happens. Then they take it seriously. I have some videos coming that will possibly make others mad. I don't care, but it's the truth. Dope Coat, if you do that, great. I am very happy that you understand what I'm talking about. Miss Ross, thank you for being on here. Blue Ray, I thank everyone for being on here. Tyree, because this needs to be talked about. I can't put nobody on no pedestal on YouTube. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to follow behind people and run and tattletale. I've seen it so many times, and that's fine. And then they'll call you out in one of their videos thinking that you don't know that they're talking about you. That's fine. But I can read between the lines. You make a video about something I said in one of my videos. Okay, that's fine. That's cool. But let me explain something to you too. I'm going to say this in the chat. This is a warning. And this is a warning for anybody that's on YouTube. If your identity is concealed and nobody knows who you are, and then you ruffle up some feathers and somebody finds out who you really are, and they find a picture of you or something on the internet, they got a right. Some people say they may have a right to do that. You shouldn't go after people that you don't know nothing about, because people will pull your card, and when you put a little bit of information on here about yourself and they find out who you are, they can drag you on the internet. That's why it's best, if you are a person that don't want to be on the internet or be on YouTube, you don't need to have your picture out there. And I don't blame ones that don't have their picture out there. That's fine. But once somebody finds out who you are and they find out your name, you're done. That's just how that goes. The internet is not a nice place. It's really not. It can be evil. It can be dirty. But when they find out who you are and you done ran your mouth on here on YouTube, I think it's time for some people on YouTube, certain ones, I'm not saying all, some need to back down. That's all I have to say about that. Dope Cook, I've seen frauds right on anti-fraud list that Lemon pin on his live. Really, Dope Cook? I've seen frauds right on that anti-fraud list that Lemon pin on his live streaming channel. Wow. There are some frauds on here, and you can't accept everybody into, you just can't accept all these people. You know, not everybody is going to be, not everybody's going to be cool with you. They're not. But what do you mean by that, Dope Coke? About the frauds, anti-fraud. Oh, okay, list. Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about. Hey, I have to put what I have to put out here because this stuff has to stop with all this back and forth things. I mean, yes, you can't, and I'm gonna expose one tomorrow. I don't blame you. I don't blame you, Dope Cook. I think you should start exposing these people for who they are, because you can't think you're all that in a bag of chips, and you've only been doing this for 2 years. So, there's some people I know that I agree with you, Kia Green, and YouTube is a very, I agree with you, Kia Green. The YouTube is not a very nice place. It's not. It's a lot of backstabbers on here. It's a lot of people that feel that they're better than other people, and they won't give you no props or anything. They think they know everything. They think they have all the information, and they don't have nothing. They have other information from other people. And I've noticed another thing people like to do. They like to piggyback off of other people's videos. Okay. They'll snag a video from John 1000. They'll snag a video from over here, somebody else's video. And then I've noticed people will just compile all this stuff together. Okay, that's fine. Yes, you can. And yeah, well, true. That's not a good thing to do. Content creators know how to come up with their own kind of things. It's fine to use stuff as reference, but your whole thing can't be about that. I've seen about 50 videos on YouTube that does that. You have to know how to edit really good. You have to know how to make thumbnails really good. You have to know how to go into that and how to make a video. All my videos are made. I make all of them. Oh yeah, YouTube is not a good place. Well, yeah, there's other places that you can go and go on other than YouTube. But eventually, this we might not be able to be on here anyways because of some issues that people are having with videos. There's a lot of issues on this platform. It is. I've seen so much come and go, but you gotta know how to hold them and how to how to let stuff go. If somebody says something negative, you gotta know how to let it go, move on. If you're on here fighting for truth and knowledge and all this stuff, and you have to know how to deal with people. And then if you're fighting one person, why go fight other people that you don't know nothing about? That's something I don't understand. I have some videos on my new channel about this other schemer. It's on Knocking Out Chump's channel. Wow, that's funny, YouTube. That's funny, dope coke. Tyree says YouTube is not good. Well, you're right. It's not. Hey, I have to bring out the truth. You know, I'm glad we talk about that. That's why I did this live stream talking about witch hunt with misinformation, because there's a lot of misinformation that I see out here, a lot. And then when people bring something out, people don't get happy. They get angry about it, and they're not happy for the person that they brought the information out. But it doesn't matter to me. There's a lot of information that's not even being talked about on YouTube about Umar. That's the crazy part. That people should know about this man, but nobody's speaking about it. They're talking about all this other stuff. It doesn't really. It's not relevant to what's going on. This is not the only school scam that he's done. That's the thing. This is what, the second school scam that he was a part of. The other one was one that was $50 million. That was he was involved in. So why is nobody speaking about that? I wonder. See, when you do research and you know what you're doing, and you're not just going to Google, and you can go to some of the courthouses and get some information, then you got something. Just just like the whole EPA thing. I went and I called the EPA, and those people had me go through so many hoops, so many questions, so many things I went through with that. It was very aggravating to me because they didn't even know what I was talking about. And when information is not correct, why is it not being corrected on YouTube? If something is not correct, let's just say some information was not correct, why isn't the information being corrected to make sure that it's right? And you're right, Tyree, he has been doing this for a long time. Like the EPA thing, the lady explained to me, she said there's some particles out there, but she says the whole thing is not particles out there because they cleaned up a lot of those particles already back in the day. And that's not the area that she was talking about. She's talking about an old junkyard that's about 7 miles away from Wilmington, Delaware. It's not 610 or 611 East 17th Street, but it's going on the other side. They don't have nothing to do with the where the building is located at. That's another issue I have with. And somebody brought out all this information, and it's not correct because they cleaned up those particles. They said they have a few that's out there. But Kenny Rogers, Pepper, Kenny Rogers. Oh yes, know when to hold them out. Yeah, that's what people need to do on YouTube and keep it moving. We all have lives on here. We all have families. We all have people that we're with, or husbands or wives. We put so much energy into this stuff, and it's a lot. Since 2004. Wow. Yeah, and that's a long time. And it's 2019, and this stuff is still going on. And people think this is the only school thing that he did. It's not. Well, I wonder why nobody won't speak about the reason why he was let go at that school. Nobody's speaking about that. The real reason why he was let go. If you do a little digging, you'll find stuff online. When I come out with something, I come out with it and I tell you where the information is at. Okay. Doko, yes, we do. And other use it to build their channels to get money only and then spread their lies. Thank you, Dope Coke. Monetizing channels and then riding off the Umar Johnson bandwagon just to get their channel started. And then that's all they talk about. There's other issues. in the Black community right now. Okay, there's not just this man and what he's doing. Look at all that stuff that happened up in Wilmington, Delaware, with the stuff with the housing fraud that they had going on up there. Why, nobody's speaking about that. There's so many things going on in our community that we need help with. Look at all the stuff that's happening in Chicago with the lady recently. I don't know if it was Chicago, it was somewhere. She was shot in the head in a deli. Okay, she was killed getting a sandwich. We're not talking about that. Okay, what about the young man that has he owns a business, he owns a nonprofit in California that helps Black boys, that actually is doing a program that's actually working with the young Black men to help them get off the streets and stuff. Nobody's talking about that. They're talking about Umar Johnson, and then this and what can somebody explain to me what is the deal with this Dempsey guy? I mean, what is up with this man? I mean, I don't speak about him, but I keep hearing that name all on YouTube. I mean, what is he? Some kind of, I mean, what's the deal with this guy? Yeah, it is sad, Miss Ross. It is. It's very sad that nobody speaks about this stuff, you know? Wilmington, Delaware. Nobody talks about that that day, whatever, that girls and boys club. That place is atrocious. It has mold. They don't keep their stuff clean. Just look it up on Google. Look at the reviews of it and how bad that building is. Nobody speaks about that. Oh, Dempsey is a weird therapist looking for attention. Yeah, he looks like he's everything. But see, here's something I've noticed about with him. It's funny that people will go after people and start causing problems with them, but then when they find out something about you, of information that you put out here, okay, see if a person listens to somebody real hard and they tell about their job or where they work at, that's the worst thing that you can do. If you want to be anonymous out here, you don't tell where you work or what kind of work you do. You can say the profession, or I am a, I don't know, I'm a veterinarian. I help cats out. That's all I would say. I'm a veterinarian. I help cats out. I'm not going to say where I'm working as a veterinarian or what I'm doing in that. But once you putting little key things together, a person can pull you up right on the internet, get your picture and get your name, and then have you out here on the internet and people have your information now. And there's nothing you can do because once they find you, you're done. I've been I've been telling people this is that the guy who donated $50 a month for he supported him. I think Tyree, you're right. To me, that's personal. But I'm just giving an example. I'm not a veterinarian, but people shouldn't put their information out here on what kind of work they do, regardless. You just shouldn't because anybody can look that information up. They can't. That's just how it is. Or I'm a dog walker, or I'm a mechanic. I'm just saying example, or I'm a plumber. I mean, we shouldn't put our information out here on what kind of work we do. Because if you take a little bit of that information and somebody hears it, they can just look it up. And now they have your information, especially if you're in a professional career that has to deal like supposedly Umar is a therapist, supposedly, you know. But the funny part is, where's his license number? Because everybody that is in that field has a number they can look up to see where they're registered at. Where's his number at? If you are in that field and somebody has your information, they can find out where you live, where you work, your phone number, all that stuff is online. So it's best not to be barking up everyone's tree if you don't want your information pushed out here. That's all I have to say about that. Because once you do that and then somebody finds out who you are, you're done. That's just how it is. Pepper says we need to be speaking about these issues in our communities. We need to be doing in our communities. We're gonna have to get Pepper. We have to get with like-minded people that understand that the black community is really damaged because of all the scams and we used to have a lot when we were in the there was this whole thing back in the day called Black Wall Street, and we had all this stuff until it was all burned down, but we never built anymore. Okay, Dope Cook says, Kia, we're one of few channels that bring a legit content while the Umar audience just chase senseless. You are so right, Dope Cook. I'm not on here for all that rah rah rah. I got the information. Yeah. You don't have it. I'm better than you. La 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 la. You got people on here that's doing that, and I'm just to the point. I'm tired of it now. I don't want to have to do the calling out, but I could, and it wouldn't be a problem to me if I did it. But Blue Renee says 33. I don't think he earned a doctorate degree. I think the most he has is probably an associate's degree because his graduation, there's a video that I believe I have that video. Um that he doesn't even walk through to get the degree. I don't know where these people think that he had a degree. I don't know. Maybe somewhere. I'm calling out now. Well, Dope Coke, that's a good thing. I'm glad that you are because some of these folks need to really be called out. Miss Ross, at this point, Umar is entertaining to some to most people. You're right. You are right. It's entertaining. And then it's funny how people jump on this bandwagon just so their channel can get views. I mean, that's bad. Dempsey has a therapy office in Texas, and he is a devout follower of Umar. He wasn't very professional when he was speaking about Umar's posters. I don't know what's up with this man, but he put out a picture of some people thinking, I don't know what he was doing, but I guess a war or something went on, but who knows? Blue says it's sad that we have lost the confidence in ourselves, that people follow any person that sounds good. We have to stop doing that. It's going to get us in a lot of trouble. And some of us might just not make it. You following up with the wrong people. You don't do research about these people. You don't do background checks. I'm surprised nobody did a background check on Umar. I mean, we're so caught up in so many things that we we've lost. We got to get our spirits back together. We got to get our mental back together and our emotional. And we have to be a grounded people. And we got to really get off of some of this stuff because this energy that's being put on YouTube it's low energy, very low. It's like we're not where we need to be as blacks. We should be doing better than what we're doing. We're not talking about building no businesses, growing gardens, doing things for the community. I mean, that old Moyer building, that building could be tore down and that could be a really nice apartment complex or a garden. But nobody's thinking about that. Umar's just thinking about the next dollar. And then you got people that just keep riding this train with Umar. They talk about this stuff like every day. I'm going to have to bring this video out that I found on the internet that talks about this. I mean, it brings it home. The way this person put this up. You don't want to be caught in Umar's web. Okay? That's what the video is about. And it's a very, very good video. I'm gonna have to post it to my channel because it's real. It talks about getting sucked into this. People are so sucked into this that it's not even funny. And then when you try to tell them that, answer some of my questions, they won't even do that. They'll either block you or delete you. And so, yes, we are trained to believe in no ask questions. Religion started it for our people. Yeah, religion got us in a lot of trouble. Sad. Things have to change soon. Pepper, Umar's oppressors found Dempsey and he was bombarded with comments. Oh, Lord. Is he some kind of therapist or something? I mean, what does he do? I mean, that's the thing. He started going after people and stuff. It would have been so easy to have him shut down. That's not hard to do. He just, I don't know. Some of these people just jump on bandwagons. Some, if my videos highlighting what you're talking about, just entitled my videos. I just entitled my videos Umar's name. I'm glad that somebody's talking about it because I'm tired of seeing this all the time. It's getting to be, this whole thing. It's like a train. It's like it just goes. I don't know. There was an old song I think when we were younger. It's the song that never ends. Yeah, it never ends. It just never ends. Just keeps going on and on and on and on and on. It's gonna have to be a breaking point soon. It has to. Yeah, people follow anything, it doesn't really matter. Did people really believe in their minds that that school was going to open? Yes, lamb chops. Lamb chops play along. Um, I'm wondering, did people really believe that that school was going to open? They really believe that? With all this information? Mm, crazy. No, I focus on women issues, missing black people and community involvement, and these videos get low views, but I still make them. Yeah, well, that's a good thing that you do. Tyree says Dempsey Hustle is a divisive personal garbage. Yeah, he is. Most of these people are not nice people. They say that they're trying to fight, crime and everything on the internet. No, they're not. They're just doing this for views and to get popularity. They won't even give their people a voice that's on their channel to speak for themselves. Before you even put the information up, it's already been deleted. So give people a thought if somebody wants to answer that question. If you can't answer it, let one of your followers answer the question. Not just delete something because you don't want to answer the question because it looks like something that the person really can't answer themselves. People have taken this thing like this thing is life. They've let Umar give them life on here on YouTube. Harry said, or to put us down. You're right. And that's the thing I don't like when somebody does that. If you don't know an answer to something, let your followers answer. Why would you delete or put their comment on like a ghost thing where you can't even see it? If somebody's asking you a legitimate question but you can't answer it, that says a lot about the person. That's how I feel about it. You know? Some people think they're all that in a bag of chips on YouTube and they don't got themselves together. And that's the issue I have, you know? And then they'll put you in a video and say stuff about you in a video and they don't think that the person is talking about you or they're chatting about you. That's cool. Doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm good. I'll always be good. This is Kia. I'll always be good. Doesn't matter what people say or do a video about me. It doesn't matter. That's fine. Well, very embarrassing, or to put us down, very embarrassing. Yeah, but Tyree, that's what people do on YouTube. It makes them look good and make you look like crud, basically, to make themselves stay on that pedestal. But guess what? That pedestal can be knocked down. That's just, that's how this world operates sometimes. I don't want to be put on a pedestal, not for information that some people on here should be able to find. I don't put myself on a pedestal. That's the reason why I do these videos the way I make them. I try to make it fun and enjoyable with some information. I don't try to put a lot of videos out like that. It's just the information is out there. Sad. Some people have made their life into stopping this man, and that is not good. That is very bad because, if you have a life with a family, I wouldn't want to miss out on my family growing up than to be worrying about this man getting taken down. Okay. That sounds like obsessive. Um, it just sounds like it's not a good thing. Okay. Every one of us has a life. You either have children, you either have family you want to hang out with. You might want to go to, I don't know, Dave and Buster's or something. You want to have fun. You want to go to theme parks and stuff. You don't want to be dealing with this stuff all the time, talking about this and your life is so consumed with him. That's why I'm going to take that video and I'm going to link it to my video. And I want everybody on my subscribers list to check this video out. It speaks volumes. I'm telling you, it is very, 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 it speaks volumes. And some of the stuff that's in this video, it really talks about some issues that has been going on in the YouTube community. Well, thank you, Miss Ross. You make great content without all the vengeance. Yeah, I do it differently than some people do. I try to put fun, laugh, and I give you knowledge on some of this stuff. I've been dealing with the internet for so long that you know what people want. But Pepper, he has a therapy program in Texas. I believe he has a master's, and he has several other therapists working with him. So he owns a business of some sort. Well, thanks, Miss Ross. That was so nice of you. I'm so glad that you enjoy um my content. And I would like for everyone on here to enter that contest because next week I hope to pick a winner for my contest that I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 1,500, and I'm giving away two restaurant gift cards. So please enter that contest. Um, yeah, he doesn't sound like a very good therapist. And Dope Coke, I like your videos. It says I've been making videos with a teaching aspect, women and manhood community. True. That's how we have to do it. We have to teach. It's not about just going after people. Umar has his day coming. He does. Karma comes back pretty hard. For real, it does. If he's not doing the right thing, the system is going to see it. It's going to catch it, you know? And all these organizations, they don't want to keep being called with rhetoric either. I've been noticing that because some people have written stuff to companies and these organizations and they don't really want to be bothered anymore. They're hearing the same stuff. They're tired of hearing the rhetoric, man. They're tired of it. You keep bothering these places. I mean, you got to understand what like for example, I'm gonna read two organizations right now that probably don't want to hear anything. It says like for example, the Board of Education. Can the Board of Education do anything to Umar about cyberbullying, for example? Okay, I've dealt with the Board of Education basically all my life. Okay, they don't want to hear this stuff. When I was dealing with them, it was high school. Okay, that's when I was dealing with them. I've dealt with them when I had to go back to school. So, that's how you have to deal. See the school board, often referred to as a board of education, oversees and manages a public school district affairs, personal and properties. That's what they do. That's also a turn off. True, Pepper. No, Tyree. Yes, people do believe law school will open. Okay, Dope said, what others don't realize is that other folks been observing us and the content that we're making. That's right. So what's the point of calling these organizations if they're not going to listen to you? I've called them, okay, to only run their scams to. These people don't want to hear this stuff no more. They don't. They've been hearing it for so long. They're tired now. You run to the people and you tell them that you got this going on. They don't want to hear this. Okay? Cyberbullying has to be turned over to the authorities, meaning that it has to be turned over to a law enforcement agency. If the police is not going to do nothing about it, then what the Board of Education going to do about it? Explain that to me. Because that's not their job to deal with stuff that goes on the internet. That's a critical thinking skill. These people don't want to hear this stuff no more. They don't. I've called several organizations and I have the recordings of me calling them. They don't want to hear this stuff. And when I do call them, they act like they don't even know what I'm talking about. Okay? I've written in emails, all of this. Pepper, Tide Hook one. Do you know the name of the bookstore Umar used to hang around in Philly? Nothing. Okay. Miss Ross said nothing. Yeah, you're right. They don't want to hear this stuff. They don't. I've been dealing with it for a while now, and I'm thinking, what's going on? Why are these people not? Why are they giving me the runaround? If I knew the name of it, Pepper, I would give it to you, but I'm not sure. Tyree says, I don't listen to this rhetoric nonsense, too. Hey, Pepper, yes, but put the name. I'm going to look it up now. Yeah, check it out because they're basically saying that's where he hangs out at. You have to see. Wow. Well, I'm glad everybody's in the chat, and I hope everyone just enters that contest if you like. It's just me just giving back to the community. That's all. So, well, Tyree, you're right. That's not to listen to this rhetoric anymore. Too much stuff with this. Well, and if you want to, everyone, please enter that contest. I'll leave all the information. Noble Bookstore, but I'm going to search it now. So that bookstore is not open anymore? That's cool. Noble. Noble Bookstore. But the funny thing is, a lot of people know him in Philadelphia, but nobody, I guess they don't talk to the people that's up there in Philadelphia about him. Because I'm sure they would tell something. Yep. Ooh, because it leaves such a bad taste in my mouth. I don't blame you, Tyree, about all this stuff that's going on. Miss Ross. That's cool. She said nothing. Mhm. Yeah, check that out, and then we'll all know what the name of it is because I'm not even sure. And if he's staying there, that's going to be really crazy. Yep. And I'm so glad I was able to speak about some of this stuff that just gets on your nerves. I think it's Black and Noble Bookstore. Wow, crazy, crazy, crazy. Well, I hope everyone is enjoying the chat. I hope everyone has enjoyed this wonderful live because we've talked about some really good things on here, so I'm happy. So, um, if you would like, please enter the contest because I'm just doing my due diligence and giving away those gift cards. So you can just put this in either the chat here or what you think the number is from 1 to 1,500. So just put a number in that you think that I'm thinking, and you can win a gift card, a restaurant food card. You can put it in the chat tonight, and then next week I'll just check them out and get a winner going. Well, I hope everyone has a wonderful night. I'm so happy that you've joined the live. Oh, okay, that's cool. Well, I hope everyone has an excellent night. I hope to talk soon. I hope to be doing I don't know, another live soon. I thank everyone for being in the chat. Miss Pepper, Joe Cope, Tyree, Miss Ross. We have Savannah, Georgia, Blue, Rain 33. Oh, there's all kinds of people here. Ooh, I'm so glad to see everyone in the chat. If I'm just calling out names of everyone that's in there. Michael Africa Tucker, Airborne was in here. Just everybody. Oh, Atlanta Angel 84, Sable Lips, Miss Sincere. This is so cool to be able to see all the people in the chat tonight. You're welcome. Have a great night, everyone. And I'm glad that you enjoyed the live, Dope Coach. Anytime the live comes up, just come on in. I will be safe, Miss Ross, and make sure that you enter the contest. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 1500. What number am I thinking? And I hope everyone has a great night. And I hope to talk to everyone soon. You can leave your answers in the chat. Talk soon, everyone. And this was a wonderful live. And I thank all of my subscribers tonight for coming on the live. So, good night, sister. I will be joining your live. Yeah, please do. Please join the live stream. Thank you, Miss Ross, Tyree, Savannah, Georgia, Dope Coat, Pepper, Tyree, and just everybody that was in here. I'm sorry if I did not see your name because it's so many. I'm going through Savannah, Georgia. Yep, thank you, everyone. I hope everyone has a great night. I hope to talk soon and make sure that you enter the contest. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 1500, and you can put that number in there. Oh, okay. Pardon me, it was supposed to say, leave the school open. You're right. Well, good night, everyone. Talk soon. This is Kia Greene. Okay. Well, good night. Talk soon, everyone.